Jeff Gordon from the PD, STLPD, STLTODAY.com. Good morning, Jeff Gordon.
Well, good morning.
First, let's talk about Alan Craig. If he's out for any extended period of time, that's not good for the Cardinals, who are having trouble scoring runs these days.
Yeah, there's a whole chain reaction to things that happen. He's your best RBI guy. He's also a great hammer against left-handed pitching. This team is vulnerable against left-handers, and especially if he's out of the lineup. I mean, this guy's just been uncanny in RBI situations. So you take that out of the lineup, and this is going to happen. He is going to miss either a lot of time or the rest of the season, probably, looking at the nature of this injury.
I mean, we have no idea how bad it is, right? I mean,
yeah, it looks bad, just from the sense of it. I mean, this is a pretty severe deal. When they say X-rays were inconclusive, that means there's kind of a mess there. So you don't want to jump to too big of a conclusion, but you've got to believe he's going to miss time, and he's your big RBI guy. You've got other impact hitters, but this means a lot of things, like especially David Freese has got to step up, especially against left-handers. Carlos Beltran has got to deliver more runs. That means John Jay's got to move up and play a bigger role, and maybe even Yadier Molina, playing some first base to stay in the lineup more often, has got to step up.
I like Molina playing first base only because it saves his knees and gives him a little extra energy. I mean, if he's a major MVP candidate, why not play him at first base and just get the at-bats and not the wear and tear?
Right, and the key to that will be if Tony Cruz can overcome his forearm injury and take some games behind the plate where he's a halfway decent offensive threat. So, yeah, there's a whole lot that goes into a lot of moving parts here without Alan Craig, but Matt Adams at least gives Cardinal fans some encouragement by hitting a couple home runs last night.
How much should we be worried about Adam Wainwright's last start?
You should be. The two good starts he's had here recently came against teams that were depleted offensively. Against teams that are loaded offensively, he's had trouble for some time. So the whole rotation is an issue right now. Joe Kelly has been good. Waka was encouraging. Shelby Miller somewhat encouraging. Lance Lynn a mess. Westbrook coming back. We're not sure what he can give you the rest of the way. So plenty of questions.
It's not to be unexpected, and you've mentioned this before, because all these guys, this is their first real full season in the bigs, and these are a lot of young guys. So you expect them to struggle as we come to August, September, right?
Well, yeah, they're being tested on a big stage, and it's one thing to be a really valuable guy in June, but now we're finding out about guys under a lot of pressure. Lance Lynn, big start tonight. He's still a relatively young player in the big leagues. Is he going to make it, or is he going to go all Mitchell Boggs on you?
Right.
We thought a year ago Mitchell Boggs was a really good asset for many years to come in St. Louis. This year he was put into a little bigger role, and he couldn't handle it.
I don't think people appreciate the grind that a season is, right? I mean, they played 15 innings last night. Over the weekend they were playing, it was 150 degrees in the shade. I mean, that's just a grind, day in and day out. Mentally and physically, playing one game's not hard, but 162 games, that's just a grind.
And most of the time, once things get going, you're dealing with some kind of a nagging injury.
Yeah.
You're never really that fresh once it gets going. There's just not a lot of downtime. And, yeah, it looks like a good life. You're 4-star hotels, charter flights, steaks every night.
Right.
But if you've got this nagging hamstring or a sore back or a wrist that's kind of digging at you, but you got to play game after game, takes a toll.
Let's talk a little Rams football. They kick off Arizona Sunday at the Dome. Are we optimistic? Because we have no idea what to expect, do we?
Yeah, this is a middle-of-the-pack team. I'm guessing 8-8. It's not a very sexy pick for them. Tough division. I think they'll make some plays. They'll make some mistakes. The hard part for the Rams will be when teams come after them with blitzes and some packages designed to take advantage of their youth. Young receivers making adjustments or not as the defenses shift, and also the young running backs. Not only can they run, but can they pick up blitzes and understand what's coming at them, because those mistakes leave the ball in the hands of the quarterback in a tough position.
Are they going to have any running game?
Yeah, it's a fair question. Isaiah Pete, probably their best bet to do something between the tackles. He'll sit out the first game with a suspension. We'll see. Unproven ground game, young receivers.
Well, if he's sitting on the sidelines, he can't fumble the ball.
Yeah, that's been a bit of a problem for him. And this team is basing a lot on good young players, but last year Brian Quick and Isaiah Pete showed you just how hard it is to transition to the NFL. Both guys struggled.
Yeah. Did I hear Jake Long is not playing well or is injured, the lineman?
Well, he's had he was once the best left tackle in the game, and he's had a number of injuries that have diminished him. The hope is that he'll be healthy and stay healthy for the Rams, but, back problems, a number of other issues. We'll see how he holds up.
What about the defensive line, the Brockers and the other guy they drafted? And, are they now coming into their own? Are they going to be a force on that defensive line?
That should be a real, if not the strength, one of the 2 or 3 strengths of the team. You got 2 pass rushing ends. Robert Quinn is a speed rusher. Chris Long's a worker over on the other side. Brockers could be a destroyer up the middle.
Right.
They extended Eugene Sims. They like him for his role. They've got a fair number of really good defensive linemen, and they know how to use them. They'll turn them loose.
They have drafted at least 65 defensive linemen in the last 5 years.
This group looks better than the previous group.
Jeff Gordon, when can we read you at STLTODAY.com?
Well, I have my tip sheet up today that's looking at some of the ramifications of the Allen Craig injury. And then later on today, I'll have looking at doing a hockey piece on the Blues, the goaltender Halak, the stakes for him, which are huge this year, seeing other goaltenders get big money, and also other goaltenders washing out of the league.
Right.
Which way will he go?
Hockey seems like it's still so far away. How far away is hockey?
Oh, but it's not. They're skating, and they're getting ready for their camp here, and that is coming up in less than 2 weeks. So
all right, good. So
it's on.
All right, hockey season's right on the corner. That's Jeff Gordon with us every Thursday. Have a good day, Jeff.
Thank you.
Jeff Gordon, STLToday.com. Read him. Love him. Ladies and gentlemen, talking to a